one of the things that I wanted to get into on the show tonight is also to share my experience with you, Chris, because it was remarkable. You were kind enough to help me because I have the same disease that your wife died from, Scleroderma, which is deadly, and it is painful and nasty. And I've been lucky enough to meet people like you that are willing to reach out and help me. And we found some interesting stuff when you were working with me. But I want to tell everybody, it was such a powerful experience because as soon as you started beginning the dowsing technique to find out what it was that needed to be cleared, I felt this incredible energy come over me right away. I mean, just with the dowsing part of the experience. So there's a lot of energy that comes out of you when you connect with your patient, just at the very beginning. And I'm sure other people have told you that too. Right?
Oh, yes, indeed. What happens is as soon as we make a connection, energies are connected. We're plugging into each other. And that's what you felt is the connection between our consciousness, our subconscious, our souls connect so I can read you successfully.
Yes.
Fabulous.
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes. He's amazing.
I'm second.
Yeah.
My turn next.
That's right. I will talk about all of this and share my healing experience with the audience. Because I've been asked to share about what happened when you worked on me. And you did find a number of things, a number of entities that had become attached. The first time that you worked on me, you released a lot of that. And curses as well. I was cursed. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I can now that you mention it.
So you removed that, and then, as you know, I'm a dream analyst, and that night I had a dream that something, again, it was like this black, oily type of thing, tried to grab onto me again. And I mentioned that to you. Does that happen a lot, that when you remove something, it tries to come back?
It certainly can. And if it's something that has laid property to you, has laid claim to you, it might take a few hits to really get rid of this thing at different levels. Sometimes we have to clear it out of many different levels of your body, different places. In order for it to be completely gone, it could take a few sessions. So it is definitely possible that this thing may try and reach back and attach to you again.
So the basic sessions that you had to release the negativity or the curses or what have you, how do you feel as those things are moving or going through the body?
You know, it's interesting. It's a great question, PK, because what I felt was this incredible lightness of being, and I felt like I was being given more room. You know, it's like, it's an interesting disease, Scleroderma, because it makes you feel constricted in every way. They say it's a disease that turns you into stone. So if you think of that, it's all about restriction. It's kind of like squeezing the life right out of you. And that's the way I experience it. But when you worked on me, it felt like it was creating space. It was removing these things that didn't belong. Whatever they were, wherever they were from, didn't even matter to me. I just wanted them gone. And Chris is so powerful, you know, and he makes them leave.
It's fabulous.
Feel it leave. So you feel this lightness, you feel this room that you didn't have before. And it was amazing. It was a very, very powerful experience. And then another thing that happened. Now, this I found fascinating because, as you know, I was a psychotherapist for many years, and I feel strongly that any repressed memories can cause trouble. Can cause trouble not only emotionally and spiritually, but it can cause trouble physically. So it's really important to bring things to the surface, to bring things to light. And I've worked with many people in the UFO field, many abductees, many contactees, and there are a few psychic mediums that have told me, you are an abductee. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember anything like that happening. Yes, I've seen things in the sky, but I do not remember anything about being an abductee. And I'm thinking to myself, how could this be? With all the work I've done on myself, all of the dream work, all of the rebirth, all of that, you name it, I've done it. I don't remember any of that. However, this was the kicker. When Chris worked on me, that night I had a dream that wasn't a dream where I started to remember that, in fact, I was an abductee, and I started to remember the experience. It was not pleasant, and it all started to come back. Now, I have to say that from what I know about abductions and extraterrestrial technology, when they don't want you to remember something, they put a lock on your memory, and you can't remember it, and that's it. So even people going through hypnosis sometimes have trouble recalling all the details of what happened to them. But, Chris, your energy and the way you were removing these things was so powerful, it removed the lock. And I was able to remember. And I'm telling you, this has never, ever happened to me before, where I was able to actually get real memory back about this. So I would say that that was one of the most significant turning points for me in healing. Because, again, repressed memory causes tremendous turbulence, and this is finally coming to the surface, all because of the work you did.
When you told me that, I was blown away. It was really an awesome, awesome clearing.
And this is able to be done without being in the same facility, same room?
Yes, exactly. I mean, we were just talking like
fabulous.
This. And yes, and Chris did this very powerful work. Now I'll also share physically, I can now bend my fingers.
Oh,
look at that! I can almost make a fist. I mean, with scleroderma, one of the first things that happens is your hands become very, very, very stiff, and they start to curl inward, and you don't have movement, and you don't have strength anymore. And again, look at that. I can now do this. It's
fabulous.
Amazing. Amazing.